Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham daily briefing for Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2026. Starting off, as always, with the synoptic, and you can see quite simply, big area of high pressure here, just centered in the North Sea, keeping us with a nice clear area over much of the continent and the UK itself. It's in the south, quite tight spacing on these isobars, indicating fairly strong wind today, and that is going to be the predominant feature for the rest of the briefing. Sat pick, as you can imagine, looking at the synoptic is nice and clear with no significant clouds in much of the UK, and of course, therefore, no rain on the radar. The observation at Odium, they're showing KVK with pressure of 1022. Their TAF's quite out of date, but what they are showing is a forecast for this morning between 8 and 12 or 9 and 1, with the wind being northeasterly or east-northeasterly, 070 degrees, 18 gusting 32 knots. So that's going to potentially cause a few issues today in terms of that speed, in particular the gust factor there as well. Farnborough, they've got slightly more up-to-date TAF from this morning. They're showing 060 degrees, 12 knots, cav okay. But by 8, between 8 and 11, it's going to become 070, 18, gusting 32. So that same value as Odium had. So on the gustier side. Winds aloft to the south, easterly or slightly northeasterly, 40 knots at 2,000 feet. And to the north, 35 knots at on 090 degrees, also 2,000 feet. So fairly windy at flying height, and windy here showing a surface wind quite brisk northeasterly across the airfield. Just bring that up to current times. A little bit more east-northeasterly. And slightly lower actually, just 14 gusting 27, 17 gusting 32 later in the day. And the Met Office showing us getting up towards those higher gusts at 34 knots by about 11 o'clock there as well. GFS giving us a best temperature of about 16 degrees in the warmest part of the day, with a dew point of 4. And we're presently up to 10.4 degrees with a dew point of 5.6, and it's quite a steep increase in temperature already this morning. Obviously, with that wind, it will feel quite a bit cooler. Still a pleasant day if you're not outside. Right, there's the view on the south side looking to the west. No significant cloud of any sort, a little bit of haze on the horizon, and evidence of that northeasterly breeze. And actually, looking on this picture, it appears that the end of the windsock has ripped, which sort of says quite a lot, I think. But in terms of soaring, it should be quite a soarable day, all in the blue, but a reasonable window from around about midday, perhaps even slightly earlier, up into the evening, although the strength of the wind may make any thermaling quite tricky. No times given the forecast, nothing of great significance. So we'll move on now to glider bookings. So you've got 3 K21s and 1 K13 for booked flying, a K21 on 5-day courses, a K21 on the casual list, and a K13 on trial lessons. I imagine that we'll scrub those trial lessons, if not all flying, and make it no light single seaters, and probably a experienced only solo day, if at all. We do have 3 in the casual list at the moment, so there is an instructor required if anyone's around looking to help. And we've got nothing expected at this time with regards to 2XL movements. Just a couple of adverts there. The women's gliding weekend, sailplane Grand Prix. Still a couple of places left on the separate Lasham grid for the 18 and 20 meters. So if you want to get involved in that, do enter while you still can. And the wave expedition up to Boyne, details from Ron, Barry, or I, and bookings to be done through the office. So in summary, the high pressure is continuing to dominate the region with predominantly blue day and strong and gusty northeasterly wind. If we do flight, we're runway 09 normal ops, the cables on the south side. And always do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown in red. So here's our airfield setup to finish, winching off the grass south of the main runway, returning north the centre line. And any self-launching grid, which I think is unlike today, will be in their usual places. And things to watch out for, obviously, nice steep approaches, lots of air brake with the heavy wind gradient, and watching out for turbulence across the trees. That's more or less all for me this morning. We'll see you down in the clubhouse shortly and discuss the plan. If we do fly, let's make the most of it and keep it safe. Thank you.